Raise your hand if you got hyped when you saw the Mortal Kombat 11 announcement trailer. And it's kind of a tradition in fighting games to have guest characters on the roster, and Mortal Kombat has had some of the best ones ever. Throughout the years, MK's had Freddy Krueger, the Predator, Leatherface, Kratos, Jason, and many, many more awesome guest characters have joined the fight. And with the recent announcement of Mortal Kombat 11, many people have started to wonder, who is going to be filling these slots this time around? What is up, everybody? Chaos here, and today I'm going to give you my picks for 10 Mortal Kombat 11 guest characters that would be just awesome. Now for this list, we'll be looking at third-party characters in video games and movies that would fit well with the Mortal Kombat setting and are at least somewhat realistic in terms of licensing and all that good stuff. And be sure to let me know, who do you want to see as a guest character in MK11? Let's get into it. At number 10, we're going to go with Wendigo. Does anybody remember Wendigo? The dreaded Wendigo from Until Dawn. Now, Until Dawn was a surprise hit interactive story game for the PlayStation 4. I went through the entire thing. It was a lot of fun. You followed a group of young adults as they try to survive the night in a forest while being chased by strange creatures called Wendigos. Now, the Wendigos are some of the most intimidating video game monsters I've seen in a long time, and I think they would fit perfectly in the Mortal Kombat universe. We've already seen monsters like the Xenomorph appear in MK, so NetherRealms could definitely put together a moveset for the Wendigo. Plus, Until Dawn had some of the most brutal kills in gaming history, so you know that the Wendigos would have some epic fatalities. They would fit right in. At number 9, does anybody remember Blade? Those movies were great. Blade is a Marvel character who has been pretty absent from mainstream Marvel universes recently, and he still has a pretty big following. I almost guarantee we'll get a reboot sooner or later. Blade is a vampire hunter who first debuted in the comics in 1973, and then had a short series of films based on him as well, where he portrayed by Wesley Snipes. Blade had a ton of experience hunting down strange monsters and powerful creatures, so naturally, he would be up to the challenge of Mortal Kombat. Blade's mainstream reputation has been kind of bland in recent years due to his movies not being all that great, but I thought they were pretty good. And also the fact it's been almost 15 years since the last one came out. But due to his cult following, I think he could land himself a spot on the MK11 roster. And he is one that nobody would see coming. This month's giveaway is for a new PlayStation 4 console. All you have to do to enter is drop a like on this video, be subscribed to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you never miss an upload. And in the comment section, let me know why you want to win the PS4 and include your Twitter handle so I can contact you if you're the winner. The winner will be announced at the end of the month. At number 8, and Konami has seriously been screwing over Silent Hill fans for the last decade or so at this point, and everybody's pissed, okay? So let's get Pyramid Head in Mortal Kombat. First, they let the franchise go to crap by releasing inferior sequels to the classic series. Then, they murdered Silent Hills, which was no doubt going to be an amazing game. Konami has been pissing their fans off for a long time now, but one way they could win some people over, at least for a little while, pacify some people, would be to let NetherRealms use Pyramid Head in Mortal Kombat 11. Pyramid Head is definitely the most recognizable monster from the Silent Hill franchise, and he has been an absolute beast every time he showed up in a game or a movie. He could definitely work in Mortal Kombat as a tank character, slow-moving, but hard-hitting, and an emphasis on good spacing thanks to his giant sword. He would be epic, and he would be super intimidating. At number 7, Jackie Estacado. This is the main character of the Darkness comic and video game franchises, which were pretty good if you're not familiar with them. Check them out. The Darkness comic first debuted back in 1996, and the first video game adaptation came out in 2007. It told the story of Jackie Estacado, a New York criminal who gains demonic power, which gives him insane strength and insane speed, as well as some demonic tentacles to help him out in battle. The video game versions of the Darkness were pretty solid shooters, and they had some brutal gore, so Jackie would fit right at home in the Mortal Kombat universe. Plus, with the Darkness comic series officially relaunching in 2019, it makes a lot of sense for Jackie to appear as a guest character in MK11 to promote it. Now, I want all these characters that we're going over on this list to appear, but I strongly feel you could see Jackie in there. At number 6, Batman. Now, I know, Batman isn't a killer in most universes, but that doesn't mean he can't appear in a Mortal Kombat game. Everybody knows who Batman is, but over his career, he hasn't really appeared in many movies or video games that got too graphic or mature with content. However, In the last few years, we've seen DC Comics be a lot more open to having Batman in much more adult-like, darker stories. We got the M-rated Arkham Knight game, we got the R-rated Killing Joke movie, and we got the directors of the cut Batman vs. Superman, which was not only rated R, but also had a Batman as a killer. On top of all that, NetherRealms also develops the Injustice games, which, they star Batman. So, I would not be surprised in the least bit if they brought the Dark Knight over to MK11 as a guest character. And if they did, it would go over huge. Here's one we need. This needs to happen. At number 5, General ROM. Now in 2019, we're going to be getting the 5th main installment of the Gears of War franchise. So naturally, Microsoft is going to try their best to promote it and keep people interested. One way that I could see them doing this is by working out a deal with NetherRealms to have the Xbox version of MK11 have an exclusive Microsoft character the same way that PS3 version of MK9 had a Sony exclusive character. And if this ends up happening, I think General ROM from the original Gears of War would be the perfect fit for Mortal Kombat. He's huge. He's intimidating. He murders multiple characters with his bare hands in the first Gears game. Plus, given how gory Gears of War already is, it makes perfect sense to have ROM be Microsoft's representative in the world of Mortal Kombat. I think this one is a no-brainer. At number 4, has anybody here seen the Hatchet movies? Hatchet is a series of slasher horror movies that date back in 2006 that are known for their extreme violence and campiness. And we're going to talk about the main villain of the Hatchet series, Victor Crowley, a supernatural killer who brutally murders anybody that he comes across. Much like Jason Voorhees, Victor uses tons of different tools to get the bloody job done, and he often makes a spectacle of his victims. He also soaks up a ton of damage from people and is virtually unkillable. Fits right in, right? The Hatchet movies are pretty good as far as slasher goes, and since the Mortal Kombat series loves to have horror movie characters make appearances, they've already shown this multiple times over, Victor Crowley would be an awesome addition to the cast of MK11, and a lot of people wouldn't be expecting this one either. At number 3, much like Batman, Wolverine is a hugely popular comic book character that everybody knows who didn't get a real mature R-rated game. Well, okay, I take that back. I think Logan was R-rated, but he's dabbled in the regular for a while. But with the massive success of Logan, like I said, and the clear demand for a brutal interpretation of Wolverine, as well as the character's sheer popularity, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see him announced as a guest character for MK11. Can you imagine how much the internet would flip if Wolverine was added to Mortal Kombat? Not to mention how much sales for the game would instantly increase. Make it happen. Put Batman and Wolverine in MK11 and let them duke it out. Talk about sales flipping. Talk about wanting to sell more titles or DLC. Here's your ticket. Here's your golden ticket, NetherRealms. Put Deadpool in the game. Speaking of R-rated X-Men characters, he's already established. He's extremely over-the-top, violent personality who loves to make a scene with his battles and really rub it in his opponent's face. And I don't know about you guys, but that sounds just like most of the other Mortal Kombat characters, if you ask me. Plus, with how many different weapons and fighting styles Deadpool is familiar with, he could really make for an interesting meta of a character since the player would have plenty of options for how they want to play him. Do you want to be more melee focused with his swords? Do you want to play more of a spacing game with his guns? Or do you want to be somewhere in the middle? There is so much that could be done with Deadpool in Mortal Kombat. I would love to see that happen. And can you imagine some of his fatalities? They would be instant classics. And finally, Freddy and Jason. Now, we're going to finish this off with perhaps the 2 most famous horror characters of all time. Both have already appeared in Mortal Kombat, okay? Freddy was a guest character in MK9. Jason appeared as DLC in MKX. But I'm putting them both on this list at number 1 because I think it is about time we got both of these guys in the same game together. Let alone not the same game, same lobby, same fight. Plus, the Mortal Kombat mechanics changed a lot in MKX, so it would be awesome to see Freddy's moveset get reworked for the new system. Freddy and Jason were huge hits in both MK9 and MKX, and I think it would be absolutely epic to get them both back for MK11. If you've never seen the Freddy vs. Jason movie, now, it didn't age that well, but you should go watch it. It is an instant classic. It's actually more funny than anything, but to have some of the remarks and some of the interchanges that they had in that movie put into the game would be fantastic. We need them both in the game. And there you go, guys. That is my personal list for 10 guest characters that I think not only would make a lot of sense to be in MK11, but some of these would be just plain awesome. You guys can build out your list and let me know a guest character that I did not mention that you feel should make it in the game. If you guys enjoyed the video, take a second, make sure you're subscribed, drop a like. Are you going to be buying Mortal Kombat 11 when it comes out? I'll probably be covering it over on the Silent Gamer channel as well. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon.